On November 10th of 2024 was a normal Sunday for us. We woke up, got ready for church, and we proceeded to take off. We started going down 73B, which is it was a mile from the house. We approached a curve, and in the curve was a lady that swerved over into our lane.
He was the dictionary definition of a polytrauma. He had massive injuries involving multiple organ systems. Every single one of those injuries on its own could potentially be life-threatening. In a combination, that increased his risk significantly.
So Holly said, I'm fixing to take you so that you can see your husband. Because the whole time, that was my focus. So when I went to see him, he was just broken. And you could tell he was in so much pain. And that is when he was fixing to go into surgery, because that's when they found the aortic tear. After that is where things kind of take a turn for the worse with Jeremy.
I woke up and I knew that I'd been in a wreck because they had been telling me, but I had no idea how bad it was. The crushed pelvis, the 8 or 9 broken ribs, the partially punctured lung.
He came to the ER multiple times. So he was in ICU, and from ICU went to Select, and then from Select came back down to the ER for emergency surgery.
When I had Jeremy, he was probably at his sickest. It was a scary moment, for sure. It was definitely the minor things could have changed the outcome of his life.
With modern technology, he did not need to have his chest actually opened. We were able to go through the groin, and there's an artery there, the femoral artery, that then leads up to the aorta, and we placed a very specialized stent inside of his aorta.
And they told me that I had a torn aorta and I should have bled out at the scene. And I would have if there hadn't been a doctor here, a cardiologist, that could fix a torn aorta. I would have died.
Blunt aortic injuries, if they are not identified early, if they're not managed early, they have a 90% mortality.
Every step of the way, they knew exactly what they were talking about.
And you know, he had all those ribs broken, his lung was pretty damaged. He had the aortic rupture, and they got him to the OR pretty quickly to repair that. Discharged to Select, that's our long-term acute care facility here, and then I took care of him when he came back. I just remember how good he looks. We usually don't get to see our patients after they leave the ICU, and physically he looked very well.
The recovery from a aortic injury and aortic surgery without opening the patient up is much quicker. He then subsequently stayed in the ICU for quite some time because of his other injuries. And by the grace of God, he was able to wake up, regain his mental faculties, all of his arms and legs, and eventually able to overcome his polytrauma, and was able to go home. And so that's one of our joys as hospital personnel, to be able to restore families and restore people to be able to go back to work and live their lives.
On April the 3rd, with a sling, I ran a 5K.
We're now friends on Facebook, so I get to see him run the marathons that he runs, and it's absolutely amazing to see him from laying in that bed, not thinking he was going to make it, to up being a healthy human now.
I'm indebted forever. Absolutely forever. From the doctors, the janitors, the cleaning staff. You don't find that everywhere. You don't find to where everybody cares about you, and it means the absolute world to us.